Hi, this is another video on completing the square. Okay, but this time I'm going to show you guys a harder example. Okay, now let's take a look. So I have 2x squared plus 12x is equal to 6. If you look at the examples I showed you guys in the previous video, you can see that my leading coefficient, which is the number in front of your highest power, this is 1, right? And the second example I show you guys, again, my leading coefficient is 1. Okay, this is not 0, right? This, even though they don't write it, it doesn't mean 0, because it's 1. That's why they don't write it. Okay, there's a 1 there. Now, what do we do if we have something as shown here? My leading coefficient is not 1 anymore, right? So what do we do? You can, this is one of the possible ways, but if you want to challenge yourself, you can do this. You can divide everything by 2. Why not? Divide everything by 2. So this 2, that 2, they'll cut out, and I'll get x squared. 12x over 2, I get plus 6x, and 6 over 2, I get 3. And then you can complete the square from there, right? So I want you guys to pause the video and try to complete the square from here. Okay, welcome back. Now let's try to complete the square here. So I have x squared plus 6x. So I'm going to add something there. Add. I'm not sure what it is. I'm going to leave myself some space. And then I have a 3. I'm going to add. And I'm going to leave myself some space. So I hope you guys remember this. This is 6 over 2 squared. So that gives me 3 squared. So I have 3 squared here. And I have 3 squared there. So on the left hand side, I can factor it, and it becomes x plus 3 squared is equal to 3 plus 9, that's 12, right? And then I can square root both sides. I'll get plus minus 12 here on the right hand side. Left hand side is just x plus 3. My x is equal to negative 3 plus minus, I left the square root there, plus minus square root 12. Okay, you can do it that way, and this is actually not bad, right? Because after I divide everything by 2, it turns out to be pretty. However, what if it's something like this? Okay, let's try something that we can't really divide anything from it. So it's going to be something like this. 3x squared minus 15x is equal to 2. So if I divide the 3 here, that's fine. And negative 15, so 3 over 3, they cancel each other, give me 1. Negative 15 over 3, that gives me negative 5. And 2 over 3, now that's sort of pretty ugly, right? So if I do this, I'll have x squared minus 5x is equal to 2 over 3. That's pretty ugly. If you're comfortable with fractions, go ahead, right? You can continue with this, and that will eventually give you the answers, all right? So, but what if I'm someone who's not very comfortable with fractions? Then what am I gonna do, right? So this is how you do it. Now, we will always try to make sure that the x squared has a coefficient of 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor the 3 out. I take the 3 out from my left hand side. So I have 3x squared, this is 3 multiplied by x squared minus 5x is equal to 2, right? And then I'm going to complete the square inside that parenthesis. Okay, So I'm going to add a number there, and I'm going to add a number there too, right? Now, the number we're going to add here, I hope you guys remember this, it will be just regardless of the sign. I don't really care about the sign to figure out that number. I'm just going to take the 5 and then divide by 2, so I have 5 over 2, and the whole thing squared. As you can see, we still have fractions, but maybe this is a bit easier for some of you guys, maybe not, right? So I'm gonna have this. Now, what do I do next? I hope your answer was, I need to add the number here, right? I need to add this 5 over 2 squared. However, now this is the part where student makes mistakes. This will be wrong, this part right there. Okay, that's wrong. I know that because we added the 5 over 2 squared there on the left. So why is it wrong that I'm adding the same thing here? It's balanced, right? You will be right. Yes, you're right. If we did not have, let me put this back. Oh, wrong color, sorry. If we did not have this 3 right there, this 3 is multiplying everything inside. So even though it looks like I'm just adding this 5 over 2 squared, when that goes in, this goes to x squared, goes to negative 5x, goes to this extra number that we added. That's exactly how much we're adding to the left. So we need to take that into consideration when we are figuring stuff out on the right. So 3 times this is what is actually what we're adding to the left. I'm going to do the same thing here to my right. So that is exactly what we're doing, okay? So now we can simplify this a little bit more. This x squared minus 5x plus 5 over 2 squared, that becomes x. This is 5 over 2. Now what the sign here is? Negative. So put down the negative. Squared is equal to 2 plus 3 multiplied by 25 over 4, which is 2 plus, that's how much? 75 over 4, which is equal to 4, that's 8, 75, that's 83. Alright, this is 3x minus 5 over 2 squared. Divide both sides by 3. I'm going to have x minus 5 over 2 squared is equal to, or you can say multiply the left and right by 1 over 3. Multiply this by 1 over 3. Then I will have 83 over 12. Wow, that is ugly. Let's bring this back, bring this up a little bit. Square root both sides. I will get x minus 5, x minus 5 over 2 equal to plus minus square root of 83 over 12. And x is equal to 5 over 2 plus minus square root of 83 over 12. And that's it. Okay? So fractions, right? Fractions was kind of our challenge just now, but it doesn't really matter how you do it. If the answers are in fractions, it will be in fractions. So, in my opinion, I think it would be easier if we had divided everything by 3 in the first place, right? If we had, say, divided this by 3, divided that by 3, divided that by 3, and that will give us x squared minus 5x is equal to 2 over 3, right? And then we can just complete the square on the left, x squared minus 5x plus 5 over 2 squared, and I can do the same thing to my right, plus 5 over 2 squared. And doing it this way is actually safer. It's less likely that you'll make a mistake, right? So and then you can continue on from there. So I'll have x minus 5 over 2 squared is equal to 2 over 3 plus 4 and 25 there. And that will give us, what's that, 12, and we have 8 plus 75, that is 83, which brings us back here, right? So we'll end up with the same thing. Okay? Alright, I hope you guys find this video helpful. I'll see you guys. Bye.